Hello, my American Studies 340 slash AFAM 350 students. This is Professor Donald Earl Collins. This is my last recording for the course because for all intents and purposes, unless you are one of the handful of people who submitted a second draft that I have to basically comment on, get back to you soon enough so that you can actually do a final draft and fill in things and so on and so forth. If you have an I grade, you are where you are. I just want to go over briefly where things stand and things I talked about in our final in-person class meeting this past Thursday, which was April the 14th. So, in a nutshell, here's where we are. Two-thirds of the class basically has an I grade. Okay, third of the class either there are issues that are beyond the I grade and there's nothing I can do because it's way too far in the semester to do anything about, or you actually are on the other end of things and you've already managed to get through all the steps. I will get back to those who have materials that I need to get back to you on. I will get back to you no later than Wednesday. That is my promise. I plan on working on this today, this Monday, and hopefully the folks that need the most, have to do the most work to get a full draft, are the ones that I will get back to first. People who have full drafts or have given me some semblance of full draft over the previous couple of drafts already, it'll be a little bit later because you don't have nearly as much work to do. I've actually kind of looked at all of your materials already, and there might have some questions here or there, but you're already in pretty good shape. So if for those who are in that kind of shape, I might not even recommend that you do a third draft, right? You don't even have to. It's optional anyway. So there's that. So, that and other questions have come up. One of you contacted me over the weekend to get an extension on the final reflection, and I said no, and here's why. If you already have an I grade, you don't need to do a final reflection. It is completely optional. I do want to hear from some of you, particularly ones who have already moved so far enough in the course to have completed the general requirements for the course already, who, quite frankly, are not going to get an I grade. Those folks, yeah, I would love to see a reflection at the end of the semester, right? Because it might give me some sense of what you got out of the course and why you were able to get to where you were versus maybe some of the other students. Maybe it's, that gives me some indication of what I could do better if nothing else, right? So there's that. So anyway, but here's the thing. For those of you who are in I grade territory, the main thing I want you to do, to be honest with you, is not worry about anything I was about to say, which is not kvetch about this between now and the end of April, because you've already, you know, the I grade is there as a protection. It's not there to punish you. It's not there to say, oh, you're a horrible student, or for that matter, oh, I'm a horrible professor, even though I guess I feel kind of a little bit like that when you have that many people that you've had to assign an I grade to. But the truth in the matter is, it is what it is. We are where we are. And so I don't want you worrying about getting your assignment done, getting your research paper done between now and, say, May 2nd, May 3rd, May 4th, when the semester officially comes to an end. The whole point of the I grade is to give you time to work on it beyond the semester. Now, if you are well rested and somehow you've gotten reinvigorated and the final exam period somehow has you motivated, right, and you're running on a high, by all means, if you want to continue to do research, interview people, put the bones in place so that you can turn in a draft sooner rather than later, you can do that. But the whole point is for you to, not burn yourself out completely, right? Because last thing you want to do is try to do this, can't feel like you can't do it, and then just give up on it, right? I don't want you doing that. You have until July the 10th to get this in. I prefer getting it sooner rather than later, but by sooner I'm thinking May, mid to late May at the earliest, not, May 1st, May 2nd, May 3rd, May 5th, not literally the week before summer session begins at AU. But if you're getting it into me, say May 18th, May 25th, June 2nd, somewhere in that period between roughly May 15th and June 20th, that's perfect. That gives you enough time to do the research, enough time to do interviews, especially if you're doing a K-12 work. It's great to do that. And it's also, if you're doing, even if you're doing collegial work, most faculty, even especially the faculty who are well off enough to take vacations and not work at all during the summer, they're not going to leave immediately. That's usually Memorial Day or after. So you've got a 2 or 3 week period. If it's specific to things that are on, that are, if your research project is college based, you can reach out to people. Same thing with nonprofits. No one's going to go on any serious vacations until after Memorial Day at this point. And maybe with everything that's going on, maybe not even then, right? So May is a good chance to catch up and do things. Even the first part of June. Once you get to about June 20th, especially once you hit July, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to finish your project regardless of what's going on, pandemic wise or otherwise, because people are going to take time off. People are going to, people need time away, right? So sooner rather than later is the rule here. And so with that means, with the I grade, that means don't worry about your past assignments and what you didn't do. Don't worry about doing your third reflection because it's completely optional at this point. If you want to, you can. But the truth of the matter is, if you don't have it in by now, I'm probably not going to look at it. I'm just being honest with you. And you don't have to write, you don't have to do a pre-recorded presentation with your work either. So I just want you to do enough to get something out of the course meaningful for you from a writing standpoint. And that's pretty much it. So anyway, thank you for being part of the course. I'm sorry that things became stressful and hectic and that people got burned out fairly quickly because of everything that we've been dealing with the last 2 years. That includes yours truly. I wish that the class had gone better. I wish that folks had done more of the reading so that we could have had richer discussions of things. I wish, quite frankly, that there wasn't a pandemic, but again, it is what it is. So, take some time for yourself. For those of you who are getting I grades, and for those of you who are turning in stuff, you do what you do, you'll do well. And prematurely to some of you, congrats on graduating in May, or in August, or even in December. Because this is, getting anything done under these conditions is, that's a real feather in anyone's cap. So to all of you, thank you for being part of the course. I'm sorry it couldn't have been better. I wish it had been better. I wish the circumstances had been better. But again, this is where we are.